Obviously, AJ is very important to this football team. I know he wants to contribute. I know he wants to contribute and, do the things that he's capable of doing. I question nothing about, his desire to play great football, his desire of being a good teammate, his desire to be here.
What's he going to say, I suppose? That's probably the right answer for one Nick Sirianni. But you said all these great things about the Eagles, kind of turned the tide on his boring statement last week. But if you have a disgruntled wide receiver, I mean, you're former
That's what I want to know.
That
right
could be
there.
a problem.
First off, I'll say this. I don't know A.J. Brown at all. Never met him. But I will say this. Every great receiver has the attitude that they are always open. That they are a playmaker, they're a contributor, and they always want the ball. Like, I can point to three guys like Michael Thomas, better get him the ball. Jimmy Graham, better get him the ball. Jeremy Shockey, better get him the ball, or else they're not going to be happy. But I will also say this. There's a way to handle it. And social media is not the way to handle it. You go to your quarterback, or you go to your head coach, or you go to your offensive coordinator directly. All right, and you guys have your ways, your mechanisms of being able to sort that thing out. For example, Jimmy Graham, if we were in a game and I knew that he wasn't getting the ball like he wanted, he'd walk by me and he'd say TDB. That means throw me the damn ball, right? I knew what that meant. He didn't need to broadcast it. He didn't need to make a scene, but he knew, all right, I'm going to get that fixed. Plenty of times in a game, Mike Thomas, early on in the game, they're doubling him. Mike's getting frustrated. Got to go over to Mike. Hey, Mike, don't worry, man. We're going to make these guys pay in some other areas, and you're going to start getting these singles, and then we're going to go to work, all right? Sure enough, that's what happens, okay? Jeremy Shockey, man, we got to give him the ball within the first 10 plays of the game, or else he's going to be on edge, all right? And that's what I love about those guys, because they're so dang competitive, and they know they're difference makers, and that's the attitude that you love.
Drew, I'm interjecting because here's where I'm coming in. Again, it's an assumption. We don't know for sure, in fairness to A.J. Brown and the Eagles. But what if A.J. Brown did go to the coach? What if he did go to the first-year offensive coordinator? What if he did go to Jalen Hurts? What if he did look at last year when he called you out, and then ultimately that led you to getting him the damn ball, and Jalen Hurts comes in a post-game press conference? Was that what y'all were looking for? What if he did all of those things, and then last but not least, came back to this year, fast forwarded to this year, and played first take in the locker room, showing Drew Brees saying, yo, your offense is boring, and you ain't utilizing everybody to the max, especially when the guy went out there and played like a man amongst boys in the second half against the Los Angeles Rams? What if he did all of that, Drew Brees, and still they were going out there being a bit passive, non-aggressive, not exploiting the weapons that they have available to them? What course of action would you suggest A.J. Brown takes then?
Well, this is what I'd also say is I went and I watched, I've got the database of all the NFL games, so I went and I watched the All-22. I know there's a lot of people that don't have the ability just to go watch the All-22 and literally watch every single play from that game, which I just did. They targeted A.J. Brown a lot.
Wow.
A lot. In that second half, they probably tried to forced the ball to him. You know why that pass play didn't work right there? Because they brought a safety pressure off the edge. The Todd Bowles always clouds behind the strong safety pressures into the boundary. And here's Jalen trying to force the ball to him into a cloud corner. It's not going to work. That happened 2 out of 3 plays on a series. They tried to force the ball to him 3 times in a row. 2 of them into a cloud corner. It's not going to work. All right, so you can't force it. They were trying to force the ball to him in that second half. If you look at the number of targets, there was about 9 targets. All right, 2 catches for 7 yards. Look, I'd be pissed too if I was the wide receiver. But you can't sit here and say they weren't trying to get him the ball. They were trying to get him the ball. They
and he wasn't
3
open.
long foul balls to him. Hey, give him a chance. Give him a chance. He's a stud receiver. Let him go up and try to make a play. Maybe he'll get a PI. But if you're really breaking it down, like I watched the All-22, I watched every stinking play. All right, they tried to get him the ball. And I'd say this, in the first half, Jalen Hurts played lights out. Lights out. Whatever he was, 14 to 15. But like so rhythmic in his drop. Todd Bowles was lighting him up with pressure. They were getting to him every time. And man, he was just boom, 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 finding the open guy. And they scored 24 points, right? So you can't complain when you're scoring points just about every time you touch the ball. but I recognize why he was frustrated, because you come out of the game, you're like, man, I didn't get a chance to touch the ball a lot.
Well,
they were trying to get him the ball.
They were complaining too, Drew, because Jalen was 0 for 8 for 0 yards in the second half.
But it's also
that's because he was trying to force it to A.J. Brown.
That's right.
So whether it's
also difficult.
He just recognized, hey, I'm trying to get my guy the ball.
Gotcha.
He was trying.
It's also difficult when you're 4-0, right? This conversation would be completely different. Against some losses, then everybody would be on TV saying, "Hey, they need to figure out how to get AJ Brown the ball."
Based on what Drew said, that was, there's an onus on the shoulders of AJ Brown to be fair as well. They were trying to get you the ball, and you didn't get it done.
See, but the prism that we look, and I'm with Drew. Me and Drew play the same era. You do what you need to do. The prism that we look through, though, is not the same one that A.J. Brown or these receivers are going to look through. Especially 2 weeks ago when you went to me and I took over the game, literally. So it's difficult because of the 4-0 record to say that about A.J. Brown. And the thing that he needs to understand is we are not going to get to where we're trying to go without you eventually ascending and being the guy we know you are. But he looking at Puka Nacua catch 13 passes. He looking at all of this stuff around the league, so that matters as well.
Drew Brees, A+ segment, big time, A+ segment, wardrobe.
Hey man, this is my surf. This is my surfing time here. We'll go hit the waves after this.
Surfing. Listen,
all right, man.
Going surfing. All right, thank you, Drew.
Antonio agrees. We talked about it. We didn't. But I'm going to say this. We all looked at A.J. Brown's tweets. It is not his tweets that are the issue in Philadelphia. Right now, they have to figure out this run game. Saquon Barkley is averaging less than 4 yards a carry. Every time he gets the ball, there's somebody standing in front of him ready to tackle him. If Saquon can get going, it'll make it a lot easier to get A.J. Brown the ball. If A.J. Brown gets the ball, I promise you, he won't have time to tweet.
All right, two things. Excellent segment. That's a keeper. Second of all, so you've seen the A.J. Brown posts on X. Nick Sirianni talked about it yesterday. This is what he said about his possibly disgruntled wide receiver.
Obviously, AJ is very important to this football team. I know he wants to contribute. I know he wants to contribute and, do the things that he's capable of doing. I question nothing about, his desire to play great football, his desire of being a good teammate, his desire to be here.
Okay, and so there's Nick Sirianni. I question nothing about his desire to be a good teammate. I question nothing about his desire to be here. Sal, go.
Right, he wasn't even asked whether or not A.J. Brown wanted to be here or not. But all the talk in Philadelphia is whether A.J. Brown should be on the Philadelphia Eagles. Should he be traded? Should he want to leave? And I don't see any sign of that within the team or with. We have to wait until we hear from A.J. Brown. Let's not put any words in his mouth. I think it's really important for the man to get an opportunity to speak besides what he says on Twitter. So trading A.J. Brown or whether he wants to be here or not, I think is sort of like, as my children will say, Dad, that's a false narrative.
Okay, maybe. The trading part of it, perhaps. Let me, yes.
Did someone run up and tape his mouth shut after the game on Sunday, or did he decide not to talk after the game on Sunday? I mean, it seems like he's had a chance and passed on that chance and chose instead to tweet. Look, wide receiver tweets, like we can't get enough. Like this is all like two of the three segments so far, right? Yeah. But I think he has a chance. He could explain himself if he wants. I don't know. Part of me wonders if he's kind of in on the gag.
Well, here's what
I don't think it's a gag. Yeah. I know this young man. I know this wide receiver. I know this player. I know A.J. Brown a little bit. Talked to him last year when he was reading the book on the sideline, Inner Excellence.
You didn't talk to him a little bit. Let me set this up. You did a lengthy sit-down interview and feature about him and the author of the book. So the authority on the whole, last time we went through this with A.J. Brown is you, Sal.
He's an introspective guy. He's a deep guy. He's a well-meaning person. He's a good teammate. The thing is, as we were talking in